That is how Chrono Trigger ends. But by 1005 AD, Guardia is destroyed. Pore takes control. The political map changes. There is no celebration. There is no continuity. And when you stand in the Dead Sea, you are looking at the remains of a future that no longer exists. Crono, Marle, Lucca. They do not appear as rulers or heroes. They appear as echoes. The game does not tell you how they died. It shows you that they are no longer part of the world. Chrono Trigger begins in 1000 AD. Crono meets Marle. A malfunction at the Millennial Fair sends her 400 years into the past. That accident reveals something larger. Time travel is possible, and history can be altered. As the journey unfolds, the party witnesses the destruction of the world in 1999 AD at the hands of Lavos. The future is not hypothetical. It is recorded. Human civilization ends. The core objective becomes clear: prevent Lavos from triggering the apocalypse. The group moves across eras. They uncover the origin of Lavos. They confront the kingdom of Zeal. They witness the fall of advanced civilization long before their own. Eventually, Lavos is defeated. The apocalypse does not occur. The ruined future, seen in 2300 AD, is erased. The timeline stabilizes. Crono returns to 1000 AD. Marle's lineage remains intact. The kingdom of Guardia stands. The world continues. That is the ending Chrono Trigger gives you. The future was saved. History was corrected. Chrono Cross begins in 1020 AD. Early in the game, it establishes a structural anomaly. There are two parallel worlds. In one, Surge survived his childhood. In the other, Surge drowned in 1010 AD. This divergence is treated as fact long before it is explained. As the player progresses between home world and another world, several things become clear. The political landscape has changed. Guardia has fallen. Pore has risen to power. The world shown at the end of Chrono Trigger does not exist in this form anymore. There is no visible reign of Crono, no sign of Marle ruling, no indication of Lucca in 1020. The game does not state their fate, only their absence. The narrative pushes toward the Dead Sea. When Surge enters the Dead Sea in Homeworld, the game shifts from mystery to consequence. The Dead Sea is not random destruction, it is a temporal anomaly. Miguel explains that it represents the future of this world, a future that has stopped. The structures suspended in collapse are not symbolic. They are the condensed remains of a timeline that no longer proceeds. The implication is direct. When Surge survived in 1010 AD, history divided. In one path, events continued without him. In the other, he lived. The Dead Sea exists in Homeworld because that survival altered the course of time. The future that once moved forward, the one Crono and his allies fought to preserve, no longer unfolds in the same way. Inside this frozen ruin appear Crono, Marle, and Lucca. They confront Surge. They accuse him of erasing the future they saved. Miguel refers to them as echoes of ones far gone. the message is not subtle. Surge's existence disrupted the continuity of the worlds that Chrono Trigger stabilized. By 1020 AD, the threat is no longer Lavos rising in 1999. Instead, the world is entangled in something unresolved, the distortion that led to the Time Devourer. The sacrifice and victory of the original heroes did happen, but the timeline that would have naturally followed that victory does not proceed cleanly. The Dead Sea stands as physical evidence of that interruption. Which leads to the real question Chrono Cross forces you to ask. If they are not here in 1020, what actually happened to them? Where did they go? Did they die? Were they erased? Or did the world simply continue without them? AYLA belongs to 65 million BC. At the end of Chrono Trigger, she returns to her own era. She marries Kino. She continues her life in prehistory. She does not appear in 1020 AD. She is not referenced as living. What the game does present is Leah, a primitive girl found in Gaia's navel, who mirrors AYLA in speech pattern and behavior. The game never confirms lineage. It never confirms identity. It presents only resemblance. AYLA is long gone by chronology. The world she fought in is buried under millions of years of history. It moves forward without her. Frog belongs to 600 AD. In Chrono Trigger, his real name is Glenn. He serves Guardia, fights Magus, and continues his life in his own era after Lavos is defeated. Chrono Cross takes place in 1020 AD. By chronology, he would have lived and died centuries before the events of Chrono Cross. The game does introduce a character named Glenn. However, the game does not state that this Glenn is the same individual as Frog. By all available evidence, his life concluded naturally in his own century. Chrono Cross does not revisit him. Robo's real designation in Chrono Trigger is Prometheus. In Chrono Cross, the name Prometheus returns as something entirely different: the Prometheus Circuit. It's presented as a logic lock inside the Chronopolis Fate system, the mechanism that cuts Fate off from the frozen flame and prevents direct access. Masato Kato has explicitly confirmed that Robo is the Prometheus Circuit. Robo is not alive in the world as an active individual. He persists as a system-level function, a converted presence whose purpose is to deny Fate access to the frozen flame. In Chrono Trigger, Magus does not get closure. He survives, and his last clear direction is Shala. He leaves with that purpose unresolved. By 1020 AD in Chrono Cross, the game does not place him anywhere. There is no sighting, no confirmed appearance, no dialogue that anchors him to El Nido, no Magus in the world. In early development, Guile was meant to be Magus. That connection was planned, then abandoned. In 1020 AD, Magus is unaccounted for. The game refuses to tell you whether he found anything, whether he failed, or whether he simply vanished into that blind spot where unfinished stories go. After the events of Chrono Trigger, Lucca converts her home into an orphanage. Kid is raised there. Around 1015 AD, Lynx and Harle attack the orphanage. This is not random. Lucca is connected to the Prometheus circuit, the system preventing fate from directly accessing the frozen flame. The house is set on fire. Lucca is taken. After that moment, she never returns. By 1020 AD, no character speaks of her as alive. There is no rescue, no reunion, no report of survival. Kids' hatred of Lynx is rooted in what happened that night. The tone surrounding Lucca is final. In the Dead Sea, she appears only as one of the ghost children, but has an echo. Lucca is dead. By 1005 AD, Guardia falls. Por invades. The kingdom collapses. The political order established at the end of Chrono Trigger is erased. Chrono Cross does not show the battle. It does not stage their deaths. But by 1020 AD, neither Crono nor Marle exists in the living world. There is no displaced king, no surviving queen, no resistance led by the heroes who defeated Lavos. The world continues without them. Their only appearance is inside the Dead Sea, as child forms among the ghost children. They accuse Surge of erasing the future they fought to preserve. Miguel refers to them as echoes from ones far gone. Crono and Marle are dead. The game does not document how. It documents that they are gone. They saved the future. They just did not remain in it. Chrono Trigger ends with a victory. Lavos is defeated. The apocalypse is prevented. The future is restored. Chrono Cross does not undo that. It complicates it. By 1020 AD, the heroes who saved the world are gone. Guardia has fallen, and the political map has shifted forever. The future that was secured did not remain stable. The game does not argue that their sacrifice was meaningless. It shows that history does not freeze after a victory. It forces a conclusion that Chrono Trigger never had to face. Saving the world does not guarantee you live in the version that follows. Chrono Trigger was about saving the future. Chrono Cross is about inheriting its consequences.